Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is February the 14th, 2018. I'm coming to you live from lovely and not rainy right this second, Darwin, Australia. Yeah, I was out this morning. I ran 15 miles by accident yesterday. Yeah, this place is, you can sweat a lot, I'll tell you that. Anyway, Adam Meister is Dr. Hold, have conviction, strong hand, Bitcoin, long-term thinking. All right, I have a lot of random things written down here, and I have not had a lot of time to go over them. First of all, our friends over at forkdrop.io, they said to me they are working on getting a tab for non-Bitcoin crypto dividends launched. People have mentioned they want to see Lcash and MoneroV listed. And that's a good preview for the rest of the show, because I'm going to talk about Lcash, a Litecoin crypto dividend, and a MoneroV, which is a Monero crypto dividend, that are coming out quite soon. Remember to follow me on Steam at Bitcoin Meister, and on Twitter at TechBalt, TechBalt. All right. What else do we have here? So first of all, let's start out with the Litecoin is pumping in price. It has reached a recent high in terms of Bitcoin of 0.022, over 2% of a Bitcoin. And it hasn't been that high since like the 2015 days, which are basically prehistoric days for a lot of you. And so why is this going on? Well, people are excited because, and I've mentioned this before, LitePay is coming out on February the 26th. And Lcash, otherwise known as Litecoin Cash, a crypto dividend fork of Litecoin, which I have not really looked into yet to see how friendly it is, how unfriendly it is, how realistic it is. That's coming out on February 18th. But I think that more so people are hearing about or buying the news, buying the rumor, the Litecoin, the LitePay rumor that it's coming out on February. It is coming out on February 26th. Now, when it actually comes out and it makes it easy for you to spend your Litecoin, are people going to actually use it? And what will the market's reaction be then? I don't think people are going to use it. Why do you want to give out your your precious cryptocurrency? Now, again, it's not Bitcoin, but it's a top tier altcoin. So we shall see. What do I think about LitePay? I don't really care that much, because I don't think you should be spending your cryptocurrency right now. If you have Litecoin and you want to spend it on buying Bitcoin. I mean, that's the golden hold there. I mean, you can, if you're living in the Western world, and most people watching this are in the United States, you can buy anything with a credit card or cash. Why do you need to use cryptocurrency now? Why? I mean, unless it's something like, again, if it's something that's illegal that the government keeps track of or whatever, then yeah, but then you won't be using LitePay anyway for that. That's not what LitePay is for. It's not for those type of purchases. You don't buy drugs or prostitutes or whatever with LitePay. To the best of my knowledge, at least. All right. I have 3 requests here for you. Remember to subscribe to this channel and check out the notes section below, because I do link to everything. If you're watching this live, I haven't fleshed out everything yet and explained what all the links are. And of course, pound that like button. Also in the links below, World Crypto Network, the podcast that I'm on. This is maybe you're listening to this right now. They have a new link to listen to the podcast at. I link it below. You can hear Tone, me, Jimmy, Vortex, Thomas, everybody. Andy Hoffman, you can hear them there on that link. And hey, I never watch any shows. I always listen. I always have it playing in the background. So listening comprehension, it's important, people. All right, so the Bcash problem that everyone's been talking about that I mentioned yesterday. There's a guy named Udi Wertheimer, who is in Israel, who I think I might have met. Did I meet you, Udi? I think I did. He's a smart guy. He gives us, I linked to 2 of his tweets that give a solution to the Bcash problem on the exchanges. But Rocky does not agree with them. And Rocky actually wrote me. Rocky from California, he's been on the show before. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with him. This is what he wrote. He said, "You said it only affects the exchanges and not the users. I believe this will not be the case. The exchanges will most likely see this as a hack when their Bcash and Bitcoin is gone. And what do exchanges do when they get hacked? They socialize the losses with all the users on that exchange, taking people's Bcash and Bitcoin to make up for the losses. I totally see the exchanges doing this if they get hit with this issue. Now, people like you and me don't keep Bcash or Bitcoin on the exchanges, but if people are looking to buy or sell the coin, if people are looking to buy or sell, the coins have to be on there for some short amount of time, and then there's still a lot of people who still keep their coins on the exchanges for long periods of time." Okay, so that's his issue with it. The 21 Million Club did a video interview of Rocky. If you want to hear more about this, I linked to 21 Million. Steam it below. 21 Million is an awesome dude down in Mexico. And remember, also check out the links section if you want t-shirts like this from Crypto Graffiti, and of course Trezor, Ledger Nano, all sorts of great things at cryptohwwallet.com. All linked to below, Meister discount codes, all sorts of stuff. All right, so Fluffy Pony actually tweeted something out to me, which is interesting because I've been talking about this MoneroV thing, and he wants me to warn people. And it's very interesting because well, we'll get into that in a second. Hopefully he'll come on the show. It's interesting. It's interesting that this MoneroV is he's paying attention to me now when I'm talking about MoneroV. It's very interesting because I've mentioned this to all of you in the past. I've gotten Amanda on the show before. I've gotten a lot of people on the show before. And it's very hard to get in touch with him. So it would be great to have him on the show. And clearly he's paying attention to me, so maybe he does know that I've been trying to get in touch with him, trying to get him on the show for a while here. So I want to mention something about who's a Monero holder right now. First of all, there are a lot of people with that are commenting about MoneroV that says it's going to hurt the privacy of Monero holders. Who is a Monero holder now? Who is an altcoin holder now? Let's think about this. Most of the people that are holding these altcoins, top tier altcoins, they don't care about privacy. They just hear that there's a certain niche that it covers and that someone is pumping it and that someone told them to buy it. And they're holding their freaking altcoin, whether it be Monero, whether it be Dash, whether it be Ripple, they're holding it in an exchange. I bet that most Monero people involved with Monero are just people, newbie type of people that are holding it at exchange. They don't care about privacy very much, okay? All right, so they don't care about their IDs being revealed, that they're Monero holders. They've already, admitted that they're using their real identities on these exchanges where they bought it from. They send their Monero to their My Monero wallet, and they're known, okay? I know it's a privacy coin, and people are supposed to care about it, but most of the people that are buying it now are doing it for speculation, or not doing it for privacy, and want to know about, if they're already holding it, ways to get this MoneroV, way to profit off of their Monero, okay? So they're not, when they're sending out cryptic warnings about your privacy will be compromised if you do MoneroV, who cares? I mean, again, if you're doing something with your, supposedly people are using it on the dark market, okay? Then if there are privacy issues that involve, getting your MoneroV, then don't do it. But again, most of the people that are watching my videos, that are watching any videos out there, are going to these Reddits and everything. They don't care about privacy. They really, really don't. They're flippers of this stuff. And all the altcoin holders out there, there comes a point when you have to admit that you might have the highest standards in the world about what your cryptocurrency stands for, what it's going to do, how it's going to change the world. But most of the people dealing with it just want to make money off it, and they don't care. And they care about who your spokesperson is and the way the spokesperson acts, and if the spokesperson abuses the word scam a lot. All right, so March 14th, I am going to be in South Africa, and I'm not going to be in South Africa anymore. That is the day. That is the day of the MoneroV fork and of the crypto dividend when it will be created. So the MoneroV people also now have a Bitcoin Talk announcement out there, and I linked to it below. But we're going to talk a little bit more about this Monero situation. And so the guys over at Monero have an official statement that they put out now, clearly in response to that there's a fork that's going to happen. So they're taking this, they're paying attention to this MoneroV thing. And in the tweet that Fluffy notified me that he wanted me to warn the world about MoneroV, he calls it a scam. Okay, he calls it a scam coin, and I linked to that below. And everything that I talk about it is linked to below. And that just reminded me, a lot of people abuse that term. So is he saying that it's just like BitConnect? Well, let's get rid of the word scam. I mean, obviously it implies something pretty darn bad. So he's calling it a scam. He's calling it a darn bad thing. Is it, so people are going to think it's like BitConnect. Dude, you know it's not like BitConnect. You know you're the dude who cries wolf with this stuff. And I go and I link to a year ago a video I made, okay? And this is part of the reason people are frustrated with Monero, because the guy, you know, he's free to treat it as a joke. He's free to do it any way he wants to, the way he goes about things. And he has to admit that, I mean, that he is the face of the coin right now. There obviously people aren't pleased at the way he presents himself, at the way he calls everything a scam, at the threat. And I'm not saying he's going to do this, but let's remember what happened with Litecoin. All of a sudden, you have all these people that are really disappointed in Charlie Lee for something that he did. Monero is so people are going to be disappointed in something that he does one day, that Fluffy does one day. Okay, there's no doubt about it. So you fork it off. You don't have that worry anymore. You have a bunch of no-name people that are doing their own version of Monero, and you don't have to worry about some megastar one day selling it all off or saying something. Because again, a few months ago, he had a joke about some announcement he was going to make about Monero, and the price flew up, and then the announcement was just a joke, and then the price flew down, and people were angry. People don't want to deal with that anymore, and that's their right, and he should be cool with that, and maybe he is cool with that. Okay, I don't know, but I linked to a video of mine from a year ago that's aged pretty well, I got to tell you. And in it, I'm talking about how he has a crypto scam with Tone Bays that I think is a really bad idea, where he calls Dash a scam over and over and over again, okay? Where he's the face of Monero and he's ripping on Dash. And I just thought it wasn't the way to go about things. And you know what? For every action, there's a reaction. And here's your delayed reaction, dude. You go and call everything a scam over and over and over again. People aren't going to like the way you go about things. People aren't going to like your attitude, and that's their right. And that's why they're doing this MoneroV thing. It's competition. So keep calling it a scam, and you're going to keep reinforcing the reason people are doing it in the first place. Okay, because you're calling Dash something like Bitcoin. I mean, you're calling Dash a bad thing. You're calling MoneroV a bad thing. You're basically saying you're taking them to a BitConnect type of level. And you know that's not the case. You know that's not, I mean, you have to understand they're not the same things, but you're implying they're the same things, okay? And that's why people want to go their own way, and you should encourage them to go your own way. But you're calling it, and again, in that video from a year ago, exactly, it's funny. Bitcoin was $1,040 back then. And I said something like, I said, Doug Casey will never be talking about Bitcoin. I mean, wow, has the world changed since then? I was not correct. I could never guess the progress of cryptocurrency since a year ago. So you should watch the whole video, but I think I started talking about the Fluffy Pony situation back then, around the 3 minute and 30 second mark. It is linked to below. And again, here it is this is what Fluffy said to me in the recent tweet. I'd hope Adam took the time to read through our post on key reuse and see the massive danger that the scam forks represent. That scam forks represent. Okay. All right. So he's alluding to the because they were associating me with the MoneroV thing. I had talked about it. So he's calling it a scam fork. And I linked to MoneroV's official, you can go to MoneroV.org and see their side of the story too. I mean, they're taking the high road. They're not calling Monero evil or anything, or scam or anything like that. So, I mean, these are two different approaches. So choose your own path, But again, I linked to his change and key reuse issue. And here it is. And people have questioned me about this. If you use the MyMonero wallet, okay? If you use the MyMonero wallet, you have your Monero there. The fork happens on the 14th, right? You move all your Monero to another wallet, to another private. Gone from that private key. It's gone. Then you give them your old private key that has nothing on it anymore, and you get your MoneroV. What's the problem there? I mean, I would not say that's what's the word that a massive danger. It's not a massive danger. And I've been saying to do that the whole time. I mean, the whole MyMonero wallet is somewhat, I wouldn't use the word dangerous, but I mean, to log in, you have to give your private, recovery seed, your private key, whatever. That if someone else has it, they can steal everything from you. So you put that in there every time. So it's not that big of a danger to move everything from there and then give the empty one, to the MoneroV people to get your 10 MoneroV for every Monero that you had. I see this. I'm wondering why you're blowing this all out of proportion. Why some of the Monero people they don't like this. They don't like that there's a fork of it. But I mean, can you see, Monero fans, why people would want to do a fork? Why, when there's a figurehead involved in what you currently have, and the figurehead says things that's really controversial, and people get angry at the figurehead. And I mean, and people have lost money because of the figurehead. Why they'd want to go their own way, and because they still feel that the Monero technology is the best, is the most anonymous technology, and apparently it might be. I don't know. I'm not an expert on the technology side of things, obviously, but I mean. Here's my story. And speaking about BitConnect, I linked to a Bloomberg story that just came out about BitConnect below that I think some people will like to hear more of that. All right. So I'm living a lifestyle here. It's decentralized. I don't have a home in Baltimore. I still own a house in Baltimore, but I'm only in Baltimore 4 times a year. I won't be back until Passover. I love Passover, by the way, one of my favorite holidays. But it's I live the decentralized lifestyle. I live the Bitcoin lifestyle. Bitcoin is decentralized, and Adam Meister's lifestyle is decentralized. You can live it too. Be somewhat frugal, be a long-term thinker, have some Bitcoin, and save, buy and hold. All right, pound that like button. I'm Adam Meister, Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to the channel, like this video, share this video, check out the notes section below. Bye. I'll say hi to you in the chat. See ya.